Well, today is Saturday, July 20th, 2013. Mom, Dad, and I are here in 20Simeon because there's a herd of zebra. We believe the first 5 zebras arrived to the United States by boat at Hearst Castle in 1927, and their descendants have been living on the property for 86 years. The original herds were part of a zoo at Hearst Castle. It's amazing to see these zebras in the open plains of Hearst Castle between Cambria and 20Simeon, but in the wilds they live in Africa. There are 3 kinds of zebras in Africa. Remember the 4 zebras I filmed at the Los Angeles Zoo on Saturday, June 4th, 2011, and the 4 zebras in the Sacramento Zoo on Wednesday, December 5th, 2012? Well, that's one of them. The second one is the mountain zebra. We have never seen a mountain zebra in a zoo. The last one is the plain zebra. I'll tell you the differences. Grevy zebra is about 5 feet high at the shoulder and weighs from 780 up to 950 pounds. It has rounded ears, a long tail, narrow black stripes, and a white belly. A single black stripe runs down its back from its mane to its tail. This zebra brays like a mule and usually lives alone or in small temporary groups. The mountain zebra lives in southern Africa. It is just 4 feet tall at the shoulder and weighs up to 600 pounds. This plump little animal has a long head with pointed ears, a brown muzzle, and a loose flap of skin under its chin. It also has a short tuft of hair on its tail. The mountain zebra's stripes on its body are close together and has a white belly too, just like the Grevy zebra does. The mountain zebra's stripes on their front and back legs are bigger than the Grevy zebra's stripes on their front and back legs. The mountain zebra's thin legs and narrow hooves help it climb up dry, stony hills and rocky cliffs. Burchell zebra, also called the plain zebra, is exactly what these are and is the most common zebra in zoos and in the wild. It lives on the grassy plains and in the woodlands of Central and East Africa. Each year, these zebras travel hundreds of miles in search of food. A Burchell zebra is about 4.5 feet tall at the shoulder and weighs up to 700 pounds. It has white stripes, a black muzzle, thick short legs, large hooves, and long tail. Some plain zebras have light thin shadow stripes between the dark white ones. The plain zebras who do have the light thin ones between the dark white ones are cream white, and the plain zebras who don't have the light thin ones between the dark white ones are bright white. The plain zebra is the one I'm telling you about. I saw 2 men in Africa have been blending in with plain zebras, like becoming part of the herd on TV, but that doesn't sound like such a smart idea. According to my info, zebras are pretty vicious. They'll bite and kick if they see something's a threat. They can also put a hole on your skin. In fact, zebras are amazingly tough. Even though they are part of the horse family, they are the only ones that have been never domesticated. They have strong teeth and big, powerful, serious power, packed in their tight, muscular haunches of their back legs. When they start biting and kicking, you better get out of the way. So in Africa and 20Simeon, you can't just walk up to them, but in captivity and zoos, these are great places to have a closer look at them. Zebras like to take dust baths. It scratches the hard-to-reach places, and it feels really good. It helps clean a zebra's coat of pesky insects. The dust gets in there and makes it hard for insects to bite. Dust baths do feel great for them, but if we do that, there are some downsides. A mouthful of dust, for one thing. Zebras can eat just about any type of grass. Their digestive systems can handle even long, dry grass. These power-packed ponies are grazers, which means they eat grass, lots of it. But the thing is, grass isn't exactly high nutrients, so to stay healthy, they have to eat up to 50% of their day. With those incisors, they can eat tough grass that other grazers can't handle. Zebras can eat 20 pounds of grass a day. In Africa, 3 grazers eat different lengths of the grass. The gazelles eat the grass trimmed by the wildebeest, and the wildebeest prefer to eat the grass that's been trimmed by the zebra. The zebras eat the upper leafy sections, while the wildebeest eat what is left, and the gazelles eat the grass close to the ground. Thompson's gazelles migrate with the zebras because they also need to drink a lot. Topi share the vast plains with zebras, gazelles, and wildebeest. During the annual migration, 1 million wildebeest travel with herds of more than 200,000 zebras. Wildebeest often graze with the zebras because they have very good sight, and the wildebeest have a better sense of smell and hearing. That makes them an almost unbeatable team. You might wonder how these stripes can work as camouflage because black and white against green grass. You might also think camouflage is supposed to blend them in the scenery. They're not exactly inconspicuous standing out there in the open. I know what you mean. It seems really weird at first. We always tended to think the creatures use camouflage just to blend in the scenery, but zebras are camouflage creatures with a very different stripe. They use disruptive patterning, and one way it works is to blend their forms together and make them all look the same. It can be pretty confusing. I understand what you mean about that too, but those two zebras have totally different patterns. No two zebras have the same stripes, each is like a fingerprint. The zebra's different patterns are like a name or a signature. The three kinds have different numbers of stripes. Grevy zebras have 80 stripes per side, mountain zebras have 43 stripes per side, and plain zebras have 26 stripes per side. Zebras are white with black stripes. Zebras can tell each other apart by their stripes. We can also identify each individual zebras too. Not only they use them for camouflage and telling each other apart. In Africa, the main reason is zebras use their stripes to help protect them and to confuse their predators like lions. The zebra stripes make it hard for lions to get a handle on. When a lion looks at a herd of zebras, she sees so many stripes, she doesn't know where one zebra ends and the other begins. Lions are the zebra's #1 deadliest and main predator. Zebra are twice the weight of a lion. Zebras kick lions during a chase. Zebra are the lion's favorite prey. Zebra are prime targets at night. Lions kill more zebras than the other predators. Zebra inhabits the lion's territory year-round, but zebra possess keen senses and defenses. Lions can run only in short bursts, which means they can only keep it up for about 300 feet. But the zebra can run for longer. Zebras have 7 predators. Their 6 other predators are the cheetah, leopard, spotted hyenas, African wild dogs, and Nile crocodiles. Jackals prey on young foals, because adults are too big and heavy for jackals to bring down. For the cheetah, females prey on young foals. 3 males can bring down an adult. Zebras kick cheetahs during a chase. Zebras are the cheetah's unattainable prey. Zebras chase leopards away from the herd. Young zebras are prime pickings. Zebra are prime targets at night. Females prey on young foals. A male leopard attacked a fully grown zebra. Spotted hyenas prey on young foals. Zebras defend their foals from hyenas. Hyenas also bring down adults. The stallion chases hyenas away from the herd. The dominant stallion can break the hyena's powerful jaws with a well-aimed kick. He places himself between his mare's foals and the hyenas, and the herd is too well protected. While feeding, the zebra herd is constantly on the lookout for predators such as hyenas. As the hyenas close in, the zebras run off, with the foals protected in a galloping ring of mares. The hyenas isolate a mare and her foal. The stallion comes to their aid, kicking at the hyenas. Repelled by the stallion, the hyenas give up, and the mare and foal rejoin the herd. Hyenas are one of the zebra's main predators. Zebra are prime targets at night. Zebra are the hyena's favorite prey. A pack of hyenas can devour an adult in less than 25 minutes. For the African wild dogs, they are more of a danger to the foals than to the adults because foals are easy for them to catch. Foals are a fluke catch. Zebras defend their foals from wild dogs. Zebra chase wild dogs back after they chase them. Zebras are a huge prey for a dozen scrawny wild dogs. Wild dogs also bring down adults. It will take a pack of at least 30 to bring down a zebra. Zebra are prime targets at night. For the jackals, young zebra are prime targets at night. Zebras can kill jackals by kicking them on the face, belly, and break its jaws. Zebras defend their foals from jackals. Some foals are able to defend themselves from jackals. Nile crocodiles catch and kill zebras when they drink and cross the Mara River. Crocodiles catch zebras in the water. Fortunately for zebras, they only eat about 50 meals a year and can even go for 2 years without eating. Some zebras are caught and eaten when the crocodiles catch one. Zebras need to drink every 36 hours. Zebras can drink 10 gallons of water a day. Zebra are bigger than their 6 predators in the grassland, but smaller than one. Plain zebras weigh 700 pounds. Nile crocodiles weigh 2,000 pounds. Cheetahs and leopards both weigh from 60 up to 145 pounds. Spotted hyenas weigh from 125 up to 165 pounds. African wild dogs weigh from 44 up to 55 pounds. Black-backed jackals weigh from 20 up to 30 pounds. Golden jackals weigh 24 pounds, and male lions weigh 400 pounds, and females weigh 300 pounds. Zebra run faster than four. One predator runs the same speed like the zebras do, and slower than the other one in the grassland. Zebras reach speed 40 miles per hour. Jackals reach speed 40 miles per hour too for long distances. The cheetah is the fastest land mammal in Africa. It reaches speed 70 miles per hour, but only in short bursts, which means it can only keep it up for about 900 feet. The leopard reaches speed 30 miles per hour, but only in short bursts too, which means it can only keep it up for about 300 feet too. African wild dogs reach speed 37 miles per hour, and they can keep it up for an hour, and spotted hyenas and lions both reach speed 35 miles per hour. Sometimes we see them close, far away, and sometimes we don't see them, because zebras are nomadic. That means they always travel from one food and water source to another. Sometimes zebras must travel 30 miles in search of food and water. The dominant mare and her foal are always at the head of the procession, followed by other mares and young ones. The dominant stallion always brings up the rear, unless he's needed up front to scout for danger. Zebras are migrating animals. In Africa, there are only two seasons, wet and dry. Zebra visits the Masai Mara Game Reserve in Kenya during the months of August through October. The wet season starts in October. When the wet season starts, they cross the Mara River to go in the Serengeti National Park in Tanzania in search of fresh green grass to eat. Sometimes they stay by the side of the river for days before gathering enough courage to cross. Zebras don't like to swim. They have a hard time keeping their heads and necks out of the water. After the zebras make it to the other side, the trick is getting up the steep riverbank. If the zebras are unable to climb on the steep riverbank, they make a break for it. They swim down or up the river against the bank to look for an opening. Most of the zebra are able to climb on the riverbank to get out. Zebra visit the Serengeti National Park in Tanzania from July to August. The dry season starts in July. When the wet season begins in October, they cross the Mara River again in search of fresh green grass to eat. When I went to the lighthouse in San Simeon on Wednesday, in July 11, 2012, the guide said there were 80 of these zebras here. We don't get to see all of them because they are all in separate groups. A zebra herd is usually made up of 2 to 5 mares and their foals, plus one stallion that protects the herd. As males grow up, they start getting rowdy and practice jostling with each other. Young stallions practice their moves, getting ready for the day when they'll have to leave the herd. They'll leave to find another mare, a young female zebra, and become the leader of their own herd. This is the stallion of the herd. He's the only one who has breeding rights to the herd, and for that privilege he has to deal with constant challenges from other males. When another stallion tries to take over his herd, they both start to scrap. What they do is they circle and they try to bite on each other's leg joint. If they catch hold, they'll grind away until the other guy gives up. Then they try another move, a mane hold. When he grabs the other guy's mane, he can really push him around. After a while, the scrap is over, but neither of them gets hurt. The object of the dominant stallion's scrap is to overpower his competitor, not eliminate him. After the scrap, he mates with the mares. The mating season is from January to March. Foals are born from 371 to 390 days after mating, which is over a year. When the day comes, the mares lie down to give birth. The stallion plays a vital role. As the mare gives birth, she is particularly vulnerable. The stallion keeps watch about 50 yards away. If he gives an alarm call, the mare can put off the moment of birth for hours if necessary. Besides predators, he also keeps other zebras away. When the foal is born, it can stand within 15 minutes. After the foal is up, it must see only her body during the first minutes after birth to make sure it knows that's its mother. If it imprints on another mare, it is doomed. The foal will follow the other instead of its mother and soon die. The mare shields the foal with her body, preventing it from seeing any other patterns. The foal's tender young brain works like a sponge to absorb the unique pattern of its mother's stripes. This is as vital to survival as learning how and where to nurse. After the foal finally knows its mother, it will drink her milk within an hour. Foals eat grass when they are 6 weeks old, but they still drink their mother's milk until they are 9 months old. If it finds itself lost, it's in trouble. The confusing panorama of dazzling chaotic stripes stands before its eyes. When the foal can't recognize its mother's body print, it calls. Others will smell it to confirm that it doesn't belong to any of them. No other zebra mare will ever adopt a lost foal. Zebra mares will attack any foal that isn't their own. The proof of the patterns theory is the moment of contact. When the foal sees the familiar combination and finds its mother, it has no more need to call or smell her. It'll know which mare it belongs. Within the first 10 days on the plains of death, at least 150 foals are taken. 50% of foals are killed and eaten by predators. Sadly, only half of the foals survive. As foals are born, the mares come into heat again almost immediately. Foals are full grown in 2 to 4 years. Male foals are called colts, and they become stallions, and female foals are called fillies, and they become mares. When foals get to maturity, males leave to join bachelor herds, and females may run with a number of groups before they finally become accepted as a breeding member of a family. Plain zebras live for 25 up to 30 years. In Africa, most of the plain zebras' populations are amazing, and some are terrible. There are 180,000 in the Serengeti National Park in Tanzania, 200,000 in the Masai Mara Game Reserve in Kenya, 4,000 in the Ngorongoro Crater in Tanzania, 20,000 in Ruaha National Park in Tanzania. In 1981, there used to be 45,000 in Savuti in Botswana. 10 years later, in April 1991, only 7,000 remain in Savuti. There used to be 3,000 in Gorongosa National Park in Mozambique, but then the Civil War started in 1977. But when the war ended in 1993, there were only 5. But on Wednesday, May 9th, 2012, there are 25 to 30 in Gorongosa, better than 5. So, 25 to 30 plain zebras in Gorongosa National Park in Mozambique today. For now, it's alright, but it's definitely not enough. They have to get back to their previous population. Also, there are 17,797 in Kruger National Park in South Africa, and 13,000 in Etosha National Park in Namibia.